A notebook gets left at home, and it feels like disaster. The phone hits 5%, and panic rises. The calm arrives as mom. Not because the child is fragile, but because the child learned to borrow her nervous system. Look around, and it's everywhere. A phone battery dies, and it feels like the apocalypse. A 14-year-old forgets a notebook and spirals like everything is over. Then, an adult swoops in, fast, loving, efficient. Adults rush in to help and call it love, but the child's identity hears another message. Hard moments are handled by someone else. So tiny friction becomes an emergency. A sharp tone from a teacher feels like danger. A dead battery feels like collapse. A simple mistake feels like a verdict that must be erased immediately. And later, the reflex stays. Some young adults don't call home for advice. They call home to borrow courage. It gets labeled as sensitive, but often it is simply a training history. Separation feels like threat, not distance, because resilience is not a personality trait. It is a skill built in small repetitions. Forget, feel, solve, recover. When those repetitions are removed, the nervous system stays young, even when the body grows up. The problem is not a bad parent. The problem is a modern system that rewards rescuing. Phones deliver instant relief. Schools fear complaints. Social media punishes discomfort. And inside the home, the rescuer reflex becomes the default. Fix it quickly, smooth it over. Remove the feeling. Care turns into hovering. Love turns into constant supervision. It sounds kind, but it teaches a quiet belief. Discomfort is an emergency. So kids grow up expecting a world with zero friction. When friction appears, they don't problem solve, they panic. Panic happens when the brain believes there is no path from stress to skill, and each time an adult rushes in to negotiate, email, replace, or defend, the child learns a simple script. My job is to feel bad, your job is to make it stop. Over years, that becomes a life sentence. I can't. That is not comfort, that is conditioning. Psychology has a simple map for how confidence is built. Stress rises, cortisol rises, and the mind searches for a way through. When a child tries, adjusts, and succeeds, stress falls, and the brain rewards effort with relief and dopamine. A file gets saved. I can handle this. But when an adult removes the stress immediately, cortisol still drops without the effort. So a different file gets saved. Someone else handles this for me. Over time, that pattern can resemble learned helplessness, a term linked to Martin Seligman's work. People stop trying, even when a solution exists. Even famous research on delayed gratification, like the marshmallow test, is more complex than pop culture admits. But the lesson is useful. Tolerating not now strengthens self-control, and studies on helicopter parenting often point the same way. More hovering, less confidence, and more stress when young adults face real pressure. So what is the move? Stop stealing the struggle. Not the big struggles, the small ones, because small struggles are where the nervous system learns. Stop stealing the struggle, and the child stops outsourcing courage. Start with one rule. Comfort the feelings, not the problem. A child is upset. The first job is presence. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's disappointing. Then comes the second job, the question. How do you think you're going to solve this? Pause. Hold the silence. Let the mind search. Let the child offer a messy plan. Let the child revise it. That process is the training. Stop stealing the struggle by rushing to rescue. Stop stealing the struggle by treating every uncomfortable emotion as a fire. Real danger is different. Ordinary discomfort is where strength is built. Let the small fires burn safely. Forgot gym clothes? Let them wear jeans and feel the lesson. Got a bad grade? Let them speak to the teacher and own the repair. Lost a charger? Let them borrow, wait, or earn the replacement. That is not coldness. That is practice. When criticism shows up, don't erase it. Teach a simple sequence. Breathe, listen, ask one clarifying question, choose one fix. When friendship drama appears, don't manage the whole story. Ask, what do you want to say and what boundary do you need? Now, watch the adult temptation. Rescuing rewards the adult too. Relief, control, the feeling of being good. That relief can become a habit, a quiet secondary gain. So replace the habit with a cleaner identity. Guide, not firefighter. Coach, not fixer. Warm presence, firm space. Repeat this until it becomes normal. The child can feel bad and still be safe. The child can be uncomfortable and still be capable. The child can struggle and still be loved. The child can make mistakes and still be respected. The child can face a problem and still have options. The child can hear no and survive it. Comfort the feelings, not the problem. Stop stealing the struggle, because every time you do, you build a future adult who can stand in a room without collapsing. This is what self-mastery looks like at home. Less fixing, more coaching. Less rushing, more breathing. Less saving, more skill. And over weeks, you'll watch the panic shrink because the brain finally learns the missing sentence. I can handle this. If this hits close to home, there is no shame in it. Most parents were trained to equate love with rescue. But the upgrade is simple. Become the calm coach. Stay present and stop doing the child's nervous system job. When a problem arrives, give empathy first, then space. Let effort be the bridge between stress and relief. That bridge is where confidence lives. And one day, without announcements, you will notice the shift. The child faces a hard moment, breathes, thinks, acts, and doesn't reach for mom as a life raft. A child's strength is often hidden behind rescue. A young boy survived days alone in the wilderness by finding shelter, drinking water, and waiting. No adult arrived to panic for him, so his brain did what brains do under necessity: adapt. Kids are more capable than they look until adults block the lesson. Hold the hand and still let the child walk.